Craig Sullivan, back by popular demand. I'm in the backyard once again. Could it get more exciting than this on Friday Night Audit?
Especially considering where you're at. You're not in the basement. You're outside.
That's
you got
true.
the barbecue going.
That is true.
What's up?
I know. Time for an audit.
There you go.
Hey, everybody. Friday Night Audit time. I'm Glenn Hausman. We got the one, the only Friday Craig in the house. Craig, man, it is so great to see you once again this week. How are you, brother?
I'm great. Unfortunately, the weather here is, 62 or so at the beach. So I had to put a long sleeve shirt on and go inside. I'm jealous that you're outside.
How cruel, though, to be in the 60s like that. I'm excited because we've got unseasonably warm weather. That weather report to you is brought to you by ExxonMobil. Use fossil fuels. Use them as much as we can. Let's keep this going and going. So it's great to be out here, though. I just checked the thermometer, and it's like 69 degrees over here, which is insanely warm when you're poking up against Halloween and stuff like that. But it's it's weird because the sun's going down, so it's like a cold 69. So I got my little sweatshirt on and all of that kind of stuff, and dreaming of being in Vegas next week, Craig, with you.
There you go. Yes. 3 times us in the same room. Can't wait. And we got a concert to go to as well, which, that's going to be
That is going to be great. That's right. It's going to be fun. I'm taking vacation next week, but not from this show. No, next week's going to be super fun because we're going to be doing it on our phones from the casino floor, being ushered out by security. Right. We'll get to see that special back room most people don't get to see. Then we'll just see the remnants of me, out in the desert. It's going to be a great show. So
absolutely.
All right, so Craig.
That's going to be a lot
Craig,
of fun.
I could go on and on and on because I'm just excited to be happy. It's Happy Friday, just like Amy is saying. But we've got a guest, don't we, there, Craig?
We do. Žana Usher. She's a consultant in the hotel business. Let's bring her in right now.
Žana Usher.
Žana.
All right, here we go. She is.
Žana.
Hey. Žana, it's awesome to see you here. Unfortunately, I was way too lazy to put on my soundboard and stuff like that, so I'm going to have to give you real applause instead of MP3.
Well, you didn't even plug in the board?
No.
Is this show devolving that fast?
You're the producer. Don't you have a board?
So yes.
We're not even live for 7 months yet, and you've just thrown the towel on the board already. Come on. You know what? Because of that, I'm leaving at 5:30 today because of you. Thanks, Glenn.
Definitely my fault that he's going to be leaving at 5:30. Thanks, producer Dan. So, Žana, great to see you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I heard so much about you, and thanks for the invite.
This is great. All right, so we already got a question over here. Hey, what's your hat say? This is the now sadly defunct project of Drew Las Vegas over there. Craig, you remember that one?
Yes, I do. I was going to say it was the Drew Hardy project from 24/7, but we're not giving them a plug because they don't pay us.
Right. Yeah, but there you go. You just gave him a plug. Craig, you're really bad at the not plugging people game. Žana, the problem is
we're going to throw out plugs. The Drew Hotel project, which is now defunct, is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, the JW Marriott Las Vegas, correct?
No, this is all gone. The son of the guy who was doing the Fontainebleau has now bought it,
right? And
they're going to bring back the Fontainebleau idea.
Okay.
Žana, let's talk about divine hospitality for a quick second before we totally digress.
No, we need to do one other thing. Žana, are you drinking tonight?
I'm actually, yes, I'm drinking.
Wait, hold on. Now that we know you're drinking, I need to make producer Dave proud because we got this. That's right. It's cocktail time. That time every 3, 4, 5 months or so. I remember to hit the graphic and start the segment officially. So we're very excited about that. Žana, what is your drink tonight?
It would have been something else, but I went to a concert last night and I literally went over my limit. And when I woke up this morning, I felt drinking something normal. So I'm drinking San Pellegrino with like a nice flavor to it, and it's
Nice.
actually helping me to calm my hangover.
That's good. I don't know anything about hangovers. That's new to me.
Yeah, I mean, with me, it's different because I don't really do these kind of, drinking sessions. But yesterday, I couldn't help myself. This concert just took everything out of me, and
Who did you see?
Yeah, who'd you
Erykah
see?
Badu.
Oh, awesome.
And she got the best out of me. She was so good that I killed my entire wine bottle I had on me. I'm like, sip. I sipped away every song.
Where was the concert at?
It was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
It was
great venue. One of our best.
I mean, you guys are so lucky with this venue. I've never been in that venue, and I was blown away.
I'm sorry, which venue did you say? I was reading this comment that Dave put up there. What venue?
Oh, the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, I've never seen a show at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh my God, you have to make it a point to go, because this was my first show and it was absolutely amazing. I don't think I've ever been to a better concert in my life.
Jana, I have been stuck in traffic of people leaving the Hollywood Bowl, not as amazing, by the way.
But it comes with the territory. If you get something amazing, it's gonna suck for something else. So you just have to suck it up somewhere. But for her, I sucked it up. Like it was okay for me to be in traffic afterwards.
Jana, I'm so lazy. I'm going to see 4 concerts next week, and I'm not even going to leave the building they're taking place in.
How convenient!
It's super convenient.
People call it lazy, but others call it convenient. So I don't know.
I think it's super freaking clever. So
right, that's what I'm thinking.
Now you do 4 concerts with this particular group, which I think the audience know who it is, every quarter, right?
Whenever I can go.
So that could be more.
Yeah, 2020 was not happening, but I've already got 3 shows in. I'll have 7 shows after this, and if I'm lucky, I'll hit 1 or 2 right there at the end of the year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's very exciting. But what's the Hollywood Bowl experience like? You brought your own wine with you? You can do that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you can do anything. People literally had blankets and picnic baskets, and I mean, it was absolutely cool to see that. I mean, yeah,
it's one of the few venues left in California where you can BYOB.
Well, that's pretty freaking awesome.
So cool. So cool. I mean,
it's always been that way, and it's again one of the best venues ever.
It's a picture of fish from like 1988 or something like that.
Love it. Now, have either one of you been to the Greek Theater?
No.
Okay. Hollywood Bowl, but smaller scale, and just as hard to get out of with a car. But I actually like that one better because it is a smaller venue. If you're in the top row at the back, you're still got a great view of the stage. Where you're at the top of the Hollywood Bowl, you're up the hill.
Yeah, there is no way. And I mean, yesterday, literally, it felt like 17,500 people were in that stadium, because that's exactly how much the stadium can hold, and it was so packed. I've never seen that many people in one space.
Well, there's definitely 17,500 people watching Friday Night Audit. I'm just telling you, the numbers are flying up to new highs right now.
Nice.
But with that said, Craig, so guys, I do have to bail today in about 20 minutes because I got to catch an earlier bus. But Craig and I were doing.
I want to talk about this for a second here. You are actually putting your family in front of this mess right here.
As he should.
It doesn't usually happen. Usually I'm loyal to the show, but unfortunately today, if I want to sleep in my own bed, I do need to go home. But if I was working tomorrow, I would just stay at the hotel. And what do I care about?
There you go. So, David, with that, why don't you bring up picture number 1? This is going to be where technology crashes with Glenn Howard.
By the way, I really love when they do stuff and I have no clue about it. It's freaking awesome. All right, that worked out great. This is very entertaining.
That worked out real well.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, that is Glenn's command center. So down in the basement, we can see that he's upgraded all of his gear. And now, David, let's show where technology and Hausman crash.
I guess you got to go to.
I have no clue what you guys are saying. I was doing some work things. I think I'm throwing up pictures. We're just gonna throw some stuff up there because why not? We're wild. We're crazy. We're Friday night.
Well, you
we're
threw
drinking.
up picture number 2.
Picture number 2, I think, is this one. It's basically Glenn at the crossroads of his life between Houseman and High Tech. Glenn, which way are you going?
There we go.
Where's that street?
That is so cool.
That's in Northern California. And that comes from our good friend and viewer, Mike McManus.
Now, if Mike McManus was a real friend, he would have stolen the sign.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't give him any ideas, okay?
That's awesome that it's spelled the same way.
Yeah.
Now,
so, and when you shared that picture of your new command bunker, Glenn, we figured we'd have to use both of them
I
together,
totally understand that. That is quite the command bunker over there. That's although if I was to really build that myself, I probably would have a few more screens. I don't think there's really enough there.
I think your cable management wouldn't have been as good as in that picture.
I bet there's no cables there at all, and all the pictures are fake.
Yeah.
well, let me tell you what's not fake, Glenn. So listen, guys, we've talked about this in the past. No Vacancy is the #1 show in hospitality. Friday Night Audit is rocketing up the charts.
Boom!
#1 hospitality show at 5 o'clock at Friday. That special demographic that we have. Glenn's got a bunch of followers. Craig's got a bunch of followers. But honestly, guys, there's really not many people in hospitality. There's plenty of podcasts that don't have as many followers as Glenn. But
we found one.
We found one that is more popular than Mr. Houseman himself.
All right.
The Tucker Buddington, the dog, is officially beating Glenn.
Golden Retriever, 4.09 subscribers.
Wow.
It's a whole lot of subscribers, but that dog's got talent. So you can't can't go up against stuff like that. Sometimes.
I mean, I don't know. Leslie might be a competition there. I don't know.
I agree. Žana, I mean, what do you like about that dog most of all? Just kidding. No, but what were you talking about concerts and stuff? You had a great time at Erykah Badu. That's great. Mm-hmm. What is your best concert experience that you've ever been to?
Honestly, I would say that I really enjoyed her last night, but I feel like her music just represents so much internal stuff within me that she just, it was just not her music, but it was her persona and her energy and everything I've been through in the last 2 years, and then just captured with her music. I mean, I always loved her music, but like certain songs, guys, when you hear a certain song and you're like, it goes so deep where you're like, oh my God, it was my first heartbreak, or, oh, I made my first whatever, or, and so that's kind of how I feel about her. But Mariah Carey was amazing. She put on a huge show back in the days. It was absolutely crazy. This lady changed 100 million times. It was crazy. Nice. And Usher was a really great concert, but I'm more I don't really need the whole background dancers, and I'm more low key. I like the, it's just you and the guitar or the a cappella, and that's kind of like more my vibe. That's why her yesterday, I was mesmerized. At one point, I literally felt like I'm stalking her with my eyes. I'm like, if she could see me right now, she thinks I'm crazy.
I do believe you're supposed to look at the artist performing on stage.
I know. Well, thanks for making me feel better. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I remember Lady Gaga. I went to go see her early on.
Oh, wow.
And she did so many different costume changes. It was pretty cool. It was quite a theatrical show. She's actually going to be there, Craig. When we're in Vegas, she's doing her jazz thing. You might want to go on the 29th to go check that out at the Park MGM.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I will.
I feel like we all got a little taste of that in the movie that she did with Bradley Cooper, of her little other voice performance, how she sings in other languages and stuff. I thought that was amazing.
I watched the first half hour of that movie on a plane, and then I had to stop watching it, and then I found out how it ended, and then I decided it was too depressing to turn back on. But
okay.
I was really enjoying it.
You never saw the other
how
version,
did you
right?
find out how it ended? In a plane, middle of the movie.
I don't remember who specifically told me or where I got that information from. I'm sorry, I can't think back that far, Dave.
You know what? That's called old age. It's fine. I totally get it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Cheers, Daniel. My high quality H2O is taking care of me today.
All right, I'm making some Texas chili over there. I'll be right back. I got to check on it.
And no
right.
Cam. And the best part about not having the board up though is that we don't need him to stay in the show to have sound. Typically, with the board on, if there's multiple people on the screen, we got to keep him in. He's got to go away. The sound goes away if we don't do that. Now, if you get rid of him, it's fine. We don't even need him. Zanya, you're here. You're the guest of honor. So Glenn can just take a back seat. It's totally fine. He can go to all the chili he wants.
Tell us about your company.
Hey, listen, hold on a second. I'm not going to allow this shit to go on. This is,
Right.
This is ridiculous. Dave, I had to check
David, give me control.
You know, you're the one abandoning the show for your family. I just need to check chili so my family.
It's not my fault you didn't attach the board.
One.
If you had attached the board, we would have lost all the sound. If you didn't attach the board because you wanted to be lazy, now you get to get dropped whenever I want, and I still keep my sound. The producer's heaven right now.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sorry.
And why is your screen darkening?
I think because this sun is behind a cloud or something like that. I don't know. I don't have my light rig out here in the backyard.
Oh, so you really just
well, you should, because then we could have that nice circle in the middle of your eyes. They look so pretty that way.
Did you also just wake up about at 4:45? Did you wake up and just walk downstairs? Because that's pretty much the effort you put into today's show.
Oh my God.
Honestly, Zanya, I would be highly offended if I were you.
Hey, I feel like every time when I'm watching you guys or me now being part of it, it's like, I don't know. That's all I needed. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good.
Isn't Bruce from Boston or something?
So. Bruce Ford.
Yeah, I do want to reassure you that the chili is coming along great. Thank you, Bruce. So yeah. Craig, you were you asked Žana a question, and then we got all sidetracked again.
I did. I wanted her to tell the audience about her company.
Oh, we've been trying to do that for like 15 minutes now.
Yeah, so
blame David.
Yeah, I
need to open another beer.
Yes, please do that. One for me too, since I can today.
Two. I'll have
please,
two.
Thank you. Yeah, about my company. It was, born not too long ago. It started all at the very end of 2017. And I'm basically just wanted to make a difference in hospitality. Like I just really want to help to facilitate table etiquette services and really help guests to feel amazing regardless of where they go to, and help staff to make more money for themselves, because ultimately it's really all about that. Staff is there to make money, the owners open up establishments to make money, and fundamentally we all are after the same goal. But if we kind of like help in training and educational programs that I offer, or that important to me, it's important to me that the waiters that are on the floor are understanding the menu and the allergies and how to approach guests and how to, act, or when difficult guests are coming, or how to remove a plate, how to open up a wine bottle, how to talk about wine if you have no idea what wine even is. Like, you don't have to be a sommelier to necessarily be a good salesperson on the floor, but you want to teach your staff of what you have on your menu. And same with the allergies. Like, your staff needs to be on point when it comes to allergies, because this can go down the wrong way, and it can get very difficult. And same with your hosts. Those are your first people that people see when they enter your establishment. And then that's kind of like what I really mainly focus on. I'm more really on training etiquettes. That's really what I'm so focused on.
But you can train David to make more money and his team.
I mean, I can train anybody that really wants to improve.
Really? Even Dave?
Absolutely.
Anybody.
That's a very tough challenge. There's not a lot of room for improvement here. I'm about as bottom as I get. I'm about as low as it gets, and there's really not much hope for me. So maybe you don't want to take me on as your case.
All right. Hey, Dave, you haven't put this up, but I'll put it up for you. Dave is on fire tonight, a force to be reckoned with.
At least for 10 more minutes, I am.
Yeah, that's because he's leaving. He's trying to get every shot in possible right now.
Listen, we may have a Friday night first today, right? I'm going to take us potentially on a tour of Midtown Manhattan. If my cell phone service allows me to join the show on the road, we're going to get a beautiful shot of 42nd Street. You guys can't even compare with that viewage. I don't care where you are, Glenn. I don't care where you are, Craig. I don't know your background, Zanya. But 42nd Street, Midtown Manhattan, I'm going to be there the whole way through, showing you guys what you're missing.
Are you on the scooter?
No, I don't have the scooter today, but I might get a hot dog. I think I will get a hot dog on the show.
Look at him. He's smiling. Look at him. He's excited. He's excited for the hot dog. Look at him smiling. We should have said that from the beginning. You're going to get a hot dog if you.
I didn't even realize it until right now. See, that's what a producer does. You're on your feet. You're on the fly. You're making things happen. Colleen, it used to be Jack and Diet Coke. Colleen, that's my drink too. I love it. If I can only be as humble and as awesome as you, Colleen, I will be a very happy man. But at least in one way, we're the same.
So I'm curious, Žana, do you have specific types of drinks for different like locations? Like for me, like I like a type of drink if I'm at a concert, and I like a different type of drink if I'm in Vegas or something like that.
Same.
How about you?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, in general, I really like wine in general. That's kind of like really my thing. But I also like a nice, I don't know, my favorite drink back in the days when I used to party would be vodka apple juice. Like a nice vodka with just some apple juice, or really back in the days, it'd be vodka Red Bull. I mean, that would, you know, the energy bunny,
my God.
you know?
It's like, I'll just have one, and then it's like 3 days later, and you're like,
right. Right.
God.
But, you know, I'm not really into, or I haven't learned to appreciate a good cognac or a good tequila, or I haven't learned to appreciate that yet. But I hear from people that like to drink those type of drinks that of course you can taste the difference. That's very clear. But I'm more into the mixed drinks. You know, I like a little, I don't know, gin and tonic, or like a nice Cosmo once in a while, or, you know, but usually wine is my little, you know. Lately I discovered the Spear by Modelo. And they have 3 different flavors. And this new flavor, piña something, is absolutely amazing. They have piña something, they have mango, and then they have lime. And when I get the lime, I squeeze fresh lime inside the beer, and it's amazing.
Nice.
So that stuff I love when, you know, when it's kind of like not hot outside, but kind of like, you know, more heated. But a nice wine, I love when I cozy up in my blankie and I have that nice, I love that. That's my fave.
You know, Glenn loves cozying up with his blankie too.
Yeah.
I do. I actually had a blankie growing up, and I finally gave it up for my 39th birthday, I think it was. I'm like, it's really weird showing up to these conferences clutching this thing. I should really get rid of it.
Yeah.
Richard making an interesting comment. Again, Richard joining us from across the pond. So 5 hours ahead is 10:23, if I'm not mistaken.
Welcome
Richard
back from London.
Is that education etiquette for the diners? I'll be honest, I would welcome and be interested if there was someone at a table educating in etiquette and maybe the differences between countries. So basically, what I think Richard's saying is that Americans suck and that he doesn't want us dining over there, but I'm not really sure.
Zanya's career started in Europe. You were, you know, food and beverage. You were running a hotel there. Tell the audience about that. And what are the differences that you see between Europe and the United States?
Yeah, so there is. I mean, coming
Glenn
back.
wants to know, not me, but Glenn.
Coming back to the question that the person just asked, I just read a little bit, but you know,
We'll bring it back up. There you go.
Oh, thank you. What comes right away to my mind is when I started to go to restaurants here before I even done anything years ago, I noticed that a lot of people inside the restaurant, and these would be nice restaurants. Yeah, it would not just be like a burger joint. Nothing against burger joints, but I'm saying like.
No, everybody loves a good burger joint.
There is. And so, but you know, I would notice that a lot of people would not use the fork and the knife the same way that I, for instance, learned how to use it, or I would
Right.
see Europeans around me in restaurants use it. So that was kind of like one thing where I was like, oh, that's interesting, you know? And so, and little, I don't know, I guess cultural things too. You know, in Italy, they say when you eat the bread and you have a bunch of crumbs on your table, nobody gets offended because it makes everybody feel like you so enjoyed the food that you crumbed all over the table, you know?
Nice. Ah.
Yeah, you know, here, for instance, it could be maybe offensive to some people, you know, like, oh my God, you don't know how to keep your space in front of you clean, or I don't know. It's cultural.
If you're offended by breadcrumbs on the table, don't eat with me. American ass has the breadcrumbs everywhere.
I know. Glenn and I have broken bread, and he's never been offended the way I eat, and he should be.
I'm pretty offended by pretty much anything Glenn does, so the
Right.
bread is probably the least.
So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, so Richard was saying he just knows fish and chips. So Richard, I was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and I had some Gordon Ramsay fish and chips over at the Link. They were pretty darn good. They were fried absolutely perfectly, and
Nice.
I freaking loved it. It was
I love this guy. He's one of my idols, honestly.
really
Gordon Ramsay, yeah.
Now, we've got one person on the show that is a big fan of ketchup. I'm not going to say who, but in Europe, it is. So, do you put ketchup on a steak?
No, I don't even do that, Craig. Well, first of all, wait a second. I'm sorry, Zanya. Before I get off the show, I need to make a very large distinction right now, okay? I like ketchup on hot dogs. I like ketchup on hamburgers. I like ketchup on chicken, depending on what kind of chicken it is. I have never, not once, have I eaten ketchup on a steak unless it was a cheesesteak. The only appropriate time to have ketchup on a steak. So, Craig, do not lump me in that. Do not lump me in that distinction. I am highly offended.
So I actually had ketchup on a steak at a restaurant when I was like 9.
Oh, okay. Well.
I'm like, I needed this ketchup. And my parents are like, can we please get him some ketchup? And it was like a whole kerfuffle because it was a fancy pants place. And the chef refused to give me ketchup.
Right.
I was about to tell a story about someone getting refused ketchup by a chef, but I couldn't remember who told me the story. It was you.
Hey, fine.
It was you who told me that story. So, Richard, before I bounce, Richard says, true, Zanya, U.S. forces in the U.K. during World War II were advised if eating just with the fork to keep the other hand above the table. True story. So, I guess, that's some historical facts. We were talking about before the show that nobody learned something on this show. Well, now we just did. So we were all wrong.
Wait a minute. We proved that the refrigerator light goes off when the doors close. So this is the
Don't
second
forget
time.
that.
I do sometimes.
Mythbusters has nothing on us.
I do when I sometimes put my elbows on the table, freak out like I've done something horrible.
Yeah. Now that did get embedded into me since I'm a little girl. Like the put your elbows down. I don't know why. Yeah, that part. Like I remember that growing up too.
Yeah. I once got complimented on my use of chopsticks. It was like the most meaningful thing ever because it was from like a Japanese guy. So
wow, that's amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
Mike McManus is learning too much, so we need to change the tone. So with that being said,
I'm actually I'm gonna sign off, guys. It's coming up on 5:30. I know this is probably Glenn's favorite part of the show that I'm now leaving. It doesn't have to deal with me anymore. I'm not cutting in anymore. But listen, assuming my LTE service allows, I'll be back.
Oh boy,
in about 5 minutes. See you guys soon.
We'll be counting the minutes.
Bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Like hours without me. Let me tell you.
I know. 1 minute is like an hour. It's like Interstellar, but our show.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was in London a number of years ago, and a dinner at the Ritz, and they only have the table open for one seating. So, it doesn't matter when you leave,
right?
Because that table's not going to be open again.
Right.
I was absolutely petrified that I wasn't going to have my manners in place at this restaurant. It was just, I was watching everything and trying to emulate, not putting my elbows on the tables, not, having multiple pieces of silverware in my hands and everything. It was nuts.
Yeah.
But at the end of that meal, they walked up with a cigar box and they opened it up and said, "Would you like a cigar, Mr. Sullivan?"
Mm-hmm.
And I went, "Oh, no, thank you very much." And then it dawned on me they had Cubans. And I went, "Yes, I do."
Yeah, but it's so interesting that you just bring this up, because this is, to me, why I really started my own company. It's really because of that, the true hospitality meaning, how I know it. I'm not saying how I know it is the correct and the only way. That's not what I'm saying at all. But to me, this is how I know true hospitality, where you have one seating. You're not going to get rushed. You're going to spend some money on your meal now too. Don't get that twisted, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But
without a doubt.
Yeah, but you will get the whole attentiveness from your waiter, and you will, and yeah, you're right. As a guest, I can see how people feel a little bit pressure on themselves, like, well, do I use the fork in the correct way, and do I hold the fork right, and the knife, and what silverware comes when and for what, and
which fork do I use now? Yeah, exactly.
Right. But those are the things that are imperative to me in my trainings, because the more our waiters know about these type of things, the more and the better they can mark the table for the next course, and the more they can really go into our guests and be like giving them that feeling of that real old school hospitality. To me, every course should have a new plate and new silverware. Every course, I don't care how tiny, how big.
God,
every course should have that.
You can keep that fork. I'm like, no.
Why? Yeah, why is that even a question? But you know what, Glenn, to be honest, in all fairness to the person that asked the question, do you want to keep the fork? There is, believe it or not, guests that would prefer to keep. And just to not exclude the guest, because again, it's all about the guest.
Well, I think that gets back to what you're saying about the server and being able to read the table and having the training to recognize things. If they are, placing their fork a certain way, they're done.
Correct.
Okay, and you can come take it. If they're placing it another way, it's like an off the plate. They may want to keep it. You've got to get that readout. So, what does Richard have to say, Glenn?
Tricky to balance the service, and all, because you don't want to come off as aloof, but you also don't want to be too on people.
Right.
And that right balance, and no two groups are exactly the same.
Right. And this is why I feel like what Greg was touching base on earlier when he said, about the etiquettes that the guest should have, or want maybe to have. This is where a good server can go by. So if I know that my guest has etiquettes of I need to place, or I want to place my fork and my knife in this way, so my waiter knows that I'm done, then the waiter that got this knowledge trained and taught, he then can go by. But if your guest never heard about these etiquettes, then your waiter that knows about these etiquettes going to have a little bit of a difficult time and needs to really be on the guest, like, hey, I'm so sorry, may I remove this or not? But to me, it's all about communication. Open, honest, friendly, respectful communication. That's really all what this is about. You can ask your guests anything. In fact, when I used to be a waiter, I never used menus if I didn't have to. Honestly.
I like that.
Let's talk about the food.
You knew your product.
Yes.
You had it dialed in.
Exactly.
And I want to say hi to Doreen Lalani, who's joined us. She's the sister I never had. Love you, Doreen. Thank you for joining us. Now, Zanya's here in Los Angeles, so it's a melting pot here. You've got everything.
Yeah.
Now I showed up to the restaurant with a jacket, tie, pants on, but they wouldn't let me in because I had my flip-flops on. So I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah, it really depends also. Yeah, if it's about the safety. Because again, we got to remember where we are. LA is very much, LA is one of those states where it's like, please don't breathe the wrong way because you maybe could get sued, you have to be, honestly, you have to be so cautious. If you compare Los Angeles to other states in the world of hospitality only, I'm not even talking retail because it's a whole nother, but you have to be so cautious about so many things that can occur only here, where you as an owner, you don't want to be liable for nothing happening to your guest. And so if it's about that, I get the no flip-flops. But if it's about the casualness and the making your guests feel comfortable, can we please let them be who they are? Does it matter? Like, I mean, can everybody come in the way they want to have dinner? I get that there's a dress code and all that, and it's nice to see people dressed up, but fundamentally, if you love flip-flops and that's who you are, who am I to tell you you cannot come to my restaurant? Because
that was actually just a joke. It wasn't a good one, but it was just a joke. So, but there are certain restaurants that they've got pictures of Glenn and I up, and they do not let us
I
in.
know.
That's true.
That's all right. Mostly we're not allowed back to
It'd be the McDonald's.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Hey, Žana, we got a question. Who are your dream clients? And she made a typo. She fixed that in another one. Who are your dream clients, Žana?
People that are having a vision and that are really wanting to go after it and willing to be different and changed. Like, a lot of times it's challenging to convince people what they need because it's so different that people are like apprehensive against change. But once they agreed afterwards, they're like, oh my God, I wish I would have done this 10 years ago, And so that's really like what my dream client is, a person that has their own vision. Because listen, the better your vision is, the easier for me to execute, because I'm an executor, I'm a doer, but I'm a visionary too. I can create a vision for you. That's not an issue. But if you have yours, beautiful. Let's pick on that. Let's make it happen for you. But this whole come in and help me, and then no, this cannot be changed, and this cannot be changed, and no, that will never be this way, and we're doing it since 30 years. It's okay. Well, you keep doing it since 30 years the way you done, and then I wish you good luck, and I'll see you later.
Now you're sounding like an episode of Gordon Ramsay's, Restaurant Nightmares and stuff like that, right?
Exactly, but it's Glenn, you and I have been waging a little bit of a war. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That mentality's got to change. And you had a great show the other day, and you had a resort owner that
you're talking about Kathy Van Ness over.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And it was like boom, boom, boom. You listen to everything she said. There was a nugget every time she opened her mouth, and it was a factual statement. And I loved what she did with the water bottles. And I didn't get a chance, but the Clarence Hotel in Dublin does the same thing. They've got glass water bottles that you can take when you're done, or you can buy additional if you want that, but they fill them up, and they have fill stations around the hotel. It's also nice when you walk in and you go to the Octagon Bar, and the Edge or one of the other members from U2's in there, because they own the dirt and the hotel's on a ground lease. They lease out. So but it's cool. Those little things, and incorporating that top level, to your experience. And Glenn, you and I have been saying for years, it's the experience, okay. This McDonaldization of the hospitality industry is done. It doesn't work anymore.
And honestly, you guys, if you just think back how everything started, before everything, this is how hospitality started, with the standards and the friendliness and the hospital, like not hospital, but how do you say that? The people that were just inviting you to the restaurant.
Hospitality.
Thank you. Like inviting you and just welcoming you, and not pressing on, you got to leave my table. I got to turn this 5 times and 6 times. And listen, I understand we're all after money, and I'm all for making revenue. Believe me, you guys, I'm all for that. But it has to be in a way where people feel still welcomed and appreciated that they chose your establishment. There's 100 down the street. They don't have to come to you.
Right.
They,
true.
They can go somewhere else. And if they're in your home, in your establishment, yes, they deserve a beautiful hello and good evening and good afternoon, and not like, hey, what's up, you guys? Unless, again, you are a nice sports bar. You're a fun sports bar with loud TVs. Yeah, you say, hey guys, what's up? Of course, you're not going to stand there in your tie and be like, hello, good evening. No, like you can, but you have to like Greg said, like you have to adapt a little bit also to the guests that are, wanting to be served by you, and you have to pick up on certain.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
If you say adapt, Mike McManus says, oh, wait, hold on. You're
Don't
really
plug
on
that
to
book.
something. Must have read a certain book by a certain author. He must be talking about The Adapters by Sean Worker.
Don't plug that book. I still don't have a free copy. Stop
Buy
it.
right now. Amazon.com.
So, we all live in areas that are major metropolitan areas. You've got 2, 3, 4 of everything. So when you're...
Are you talking about us on the number of mortgages we have to afford to live here?
Well, yeah, that's part of it.
Right.
But, with Divine Hospitality, you come in and you've got an assignment, and they want you to help the team to succeed. They get the concept. Yeah, the owner of the hotel, the restaurant is there to make money, and everybody else does, and they really get that. Now, are these ownership groups really open and accepting of your philosophies to show their team members how to make money as well and how to better the establishment, or is there a little bit of pushback on something?
It's a little bit of both, but a lot of people really do get they get the concept and the understanding of, listen, if your people, your staff is your money maker, that's it. Your waiters are your money making people, your waiters and your hostess.
I got a money maker.
And so the more you're so funny. The more they know,
Dave, we'll bring you on in a second. Hang out backstage. Yeah.
And like the more they know and the more well they train, they obviously make more tips for themselves, which is exactly what everybody wants. Everybody wants to come in and make a good tip, make a good night. When you leave the restaurant after your shift, you want to walk with some money in your pocket. And that's the main goal for everybody. But there's ways of going about it. It's two ways. It's the ownership that needs to be respectful and appreciative of their staff, just as the staff needs to be appreciative and respectful of their owner, because neither two can survive without the other. You see, if the owner doesn't have the staff, he can't do it. And if the staff doesn't have the owner that wants to pay on time, that wants to give all the tools, that wants to educate, that wants to help you to get to the next level, that's big.
Right. Sounds like you just
and I think you find that.
Sorry?
And I think you find that more in the hospitality sector, in the hotel sector, than you do in the restaurant sector. We've been bombarded with horror stories of restauranteurs and TV chefs that were just horrible.
Hey, Craig, sorry to interrupt you, but speaking of horror stories.
There he is. There's a horror story.
The worst is back.
All I see is an awning over him. I was looking for these vistas of walking in the middle of the street. And throwing
where he just passed. I know exactly where you are, Dave. You just passed the Hyatt over at Grand Central Station, correct?
Oh, that's so beautiful, that view.
He froze.
He froze.
I'm so sure he's there. So they're pulling down that entire building, and they're going to build a new one.
Yeah.
Wow.
In its place. Yeah.
Scheduled to reopen on November 1st. So the
November 1st of this year?
Of this year, that's what I've heard. That's
the Hyatt?
Wow.
They're supposed to pull the whole thing down and build a new one.
Well, the last
modular, Glenn.
Is that the Grand Hyatt is going to be reopened potentially under a different brand name. Now, there's only 8 days from that happening, so we'll know shortly if that's true or not. That's the river on the street in Midtown East, so we'll see.
Hey, guys, I saw a couple of questions have come in. Colleen, Mike, we'll get to those in just a sec. But first, we have to deal with Dave.
Oh, ouch! That hurt. Man, I'm sorry, Dave. I'm truly sorry.
I'm sorry, too.
But I didn't think of that first.
I'm sorry he has cell service.
What did I miss? Sorry, I
was
very, very important.
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
Can I get to it?
Hey, like, Dave, what do you mean what you missed? Have you seen this show before, Dave? All right.
Well, let me tell you what I'm doing right now. Something very, very important is happening for me.
Nothing
at all.
Oh,
all right.
Oh well.
Well, there you go. Oh wait, hold on.
Wait a minute.
He's I guess it was a change of a camera view. He's in a bodega or something like that. This is wow. This is great television right here, people.
Oh, hot dog cart.
A
hot dog cart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a hot dog cart. Yeah.
What did you spill?
I appreciate
Live from New York, we've got David.
Looks like David Tell, the comedian. Oh my God! Except unfortunately, Dave's got a little bit more hair. But you remember that show that he used to do on Comedy Central, where he'd go like party all night after his set? Oh my God, that was so great.
That was funny. That was a great show. Great show.
I really like David Tell.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. So,
David Tell is just hysterical.
All right, Jana, we got a question for you coming here from Colleen. The question is, we went to one of the best restaurants in Tampa a few years back, dressed totally to the nines, and a couple came in with shorts on. Colleen says they should be in a separate area and stuff like that. I mean, like all the concert people going to this place. Am I wrong? How would you handle that? Because you're really bifurcating the energy and the vibe of what the place is about.
Yeah, I totally get it. And that's exactly what you don't want to do. You see, you don't want to make people in any kind of way uncomfortable, but let's also be realistic. You will never, ever, ever make everybody feel like, oh, this is my spot. No, there's going to be some rules and regulations that you as an owner have to set from the beginning. I'm going to be fine dining. I'm going to be dressy. I'm going to have this kind of music. I'm going to have a piano player in my spot. I'm going to have fresh baked bread. I'm going to only have homemade pasta. Whatever your concept is, you better set it from the beginning, because that's what people are going to come for fundamentally. And you're good servers, obviously. If you have amazing service, people are going to come back, because I cannot fix bad food and bad service. Now that I can do nothing for you there, but I can fix if one or the other is wrong, I can fix it. You know?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I
really
think
good food.
That, the bad service
that chewing is insane.
All right.
Like,
I see some really good food.
Hot dogs. What if the food is bad?
Hot dogs with ketchup, baby.
Oh my God, he's smothered it in ketchup. Oh,
hot dogs with ketchup from New York City streets. Beautifully scrumptious. I'm loving it.
Dirty water dogs are meant to have mustard and sauerkraut. You sick MF. What is wrong with you?
With ketchup. Lovely. They taste amazing. They taste great. Here's where your hot dog should be going. My hot dogs, though, should be right where they are, in my hands, as I walk.
Oh my God!
Cross town.
David, when you're out here, we're going to teach you how to eat a proper hot dog.
Well, I will be on Dave's side about the dirty water dogs in New York are pretty good, but my favorite type of hot dog are the deli hot dogs, where they got the snap and the casing and stuff like that.
Yep.
Right?
I got some in the refrigerator.
Oh, I love it. Jana, you're of Serbian descent. What's their meat of choice that's stuffed into casings?
Fun food.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see that look? They non-existent, Glenn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit of both. So I'm Hungarian and Serbian, so my parents cooked a little bit of both. But we cooked a lot of, obviously a lot of beef for the nice goulash. I grew up on that, and then because I grew up in Germany, we did a lot of schnitzel,
Pigs in Hollywood,
which is like my second fave. But yeah. Not so much of a meat fan, to be honest with you. Like, I do eat meat here and there. Like, I just had yesterday a wonderful In-N-Out burger, but it's not that I'm craving it every day.
Well, you're not gonna like my Texas chili then, made with.
No, I'll try it. Oh no, I will try.
Right.
I will have a bowl of that.
I gotta go check on it.
Have Texas chili. There's no beans in Texas chili, so if Glenn shows up with beans, it's not Texas chili. Okay, it's not chili.
You're not gonna
it's
like my
something else.
Burger.
But
In-N-Out burger is honestly one of the worst burgers I've ever had. I hate
what?
it. It's awful. I can't stand it. Five Guys smash burger all the way. In-N-Out burger tastes like Wendy's.
I don't know. Well, Five Guys is pretty good though.
When you're out here, we're taking you to a place called Tommy's. Okay?
Five Guys
Tommy's?
rock.
Okay.
Best chili dogs and chili burgers on the planet are at Tommy's in Los Angeles. Okay, lines around the block.
So
you can ask Doreen Lalonde. I've taken her there. She loves them.
I've put my
They're
schedule.
absolutely
I've
the
put
best.
our flight back to 11:15 p.m. Saturday night.
No ketchup.
Out of LAX. So I have all Saturday to go around and do play things. So let me know.
I remember the days when I used to be able to like handle those late night flights.
I remember those days when I was handled late night food like that. Oh, I miss those days. Can't eat that no more. I put on like 20 pounds.
Good point.
Glenn, have you ever come to the Winter Village in Bryant Park?
Well, with a little luck at all, when we're in Vegas next week, we'll have Moody Ingram on, who supplies a lot of the fitness equipment to the hotels and spas and casinos in Vegas.
Oh, that's great.
He can show us how to keep those pounds.
What are we
off.
doing in Vegas? What's going on? We're going
to a concert. That's what.
Are we seriously? We're going to Vegas? For real?
Glenn, have you ever been to the Winter Village
Yeah, we're gonna
in
see
Bryant
fish.
Park?
And we're gonna bet
Are you
on
guys
Black
muted?
18 or whatever it is. We're gonna see what
Am
happens.
muted?
I am really excited to go to
Nobody
Vegas.
can hear me.
First,
Oh, we can
fish
hear you. We're
conference.
just ignoring you.
You can mute him, right? Oh, you don't have the board.
No, I can mute him. Don't worry. He's
David, you
muted
know we
right
love
now.
you.
See?
You
Look at him.
know we love
Muted.
you.
Haha. Unmuted.
That's funny.
The problem is I have no control anymore. I sacrificed my control
You
for a
know,
hot
he's
dog.
holding the phone so far away from his face you can't.
I
hear him
love that he
anyhow.
thinks he
Right.
did control.
Right. I love that part too.
Yeah.
Have another
All
hot
right.
dog. David.
I'm gonna do something super exciting over here, people.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go to the Texas.
What's
I'm
that?
gonna go to the Texas chili cam. Give me a second over here.
Are there beans in that?
No. It's
Good,
all,
because then it's chili.
all meat.
You put beans in it, it's not
It's
chili.
all meat and chili pepper. All right, hold on. Let me go. I gotta get the camera on. Let's bring this in. See?
No, we see trees.
Oh wait, I'll tell you why.
We see sky.
Oh, right now.
Oh,
Oh.
look at that. Look at that.
Oh.
None of us know what it is, but we're looking at it. Traffic in New York.
Yeah.
People on the streets. Look at that.
Looks just like LA.
Yep. All right.
No. New York never looked like
No, I mean
LA.
the traffic part.
Hey
The
guys,
traffic part.
we got some more questions. So,
Oh, yay.
sorry, I got all caught up with the chili.
Nothing like the energy of New
Yeah.
York City, even though I was born and raised in
Hey, so
California.
Jana, Amy Montgomery says she's been to restaurants where no one acknowledges a party for like 5 or 10 minutes. It
Oh, horrible.
was really bad, and she once got up and left. So who should
Yeah.
be the first person to greet you once you're seated at your table?
So first of all, the person that should greet you at the door is your host. Number one. If you don't have a host, get a host. If you cannot afford a host, you as an owner stand at the door and greet your people. First of all. And then somebody, like the host preferably, should have walked up to her and said,
Right.
I'm so sorry. I know you already had a reservation. We're so busy. I would love to offer you a Prosecco on our house.
Right.
A cheap Prosecco for $3?
Ooh.
Come on. And you're going to
idea.
make somebody happy? Give the lady and
Good
her
idea.
party a nice Prosecco. Bring out some canapes that cost you $5 in the kitchen.
Jana,
But fundamentally,
that's the type of move that like totally switches it from getting someone who's pissed
Right.
into being an
Right.
evangelist for you, right? Because
Yep.
that it costs nothing, but it makes them be like, look at this recovery and how awesome they are.
and not only that, but it makes the guest feel that we are wanted here. We made a
Right.
reservation in your
Special.
spot. And if it's, regardless whose fault it is that the table isn't ready, it doesn't matter. It's nobody's fault. It's just life. But
Yeah.
make people feel still welcomed. I am so sorry that you're here on time. It's absolutely our fault. Your table is not ready on our time. We're sorry
Right.
for that.
No, and I love that. And that is the simple way to
Simple.
do something and turn a negative into a positive.
Exactly.
And talking about a negative to a positive, We were
the show's
supposed
almost
to
over?
have 2 unboxings on this show.
Oh.
And unfortunately, we're only going to have one, and Mr. Hausman's going to have that. My unboxing item did not arrive in time for the show.
Oh, okay.
So sad. All right, Dave,
And
there's
I
a lot of
don't know
wind.
if
I
it's
have to put you on mute.
coming later.
All right, so
Hey, what's that logo on the back? What's that logo up on top?
would that be the California Lodging Investment Conference, which I'm not allowed to promote
Yes,
right now because
it
we
would
have not
be.
run the
Thank
official
you.
graphic video? All right, hold on.
Oh my God, he's got scissors.
The court's just
Your
allowed me
wife
to hold
said you
it.
weren't allowed to use those.
What?
You run with them.
All right. So I got this package here. It came by UPS. I'm very excited. Craig chose a privatized service. It's sending stuff in the mail.
Can't trust the United
Takes
Partners.
over.
You know,
So,
you just BS.
So Craig has got what we Greg sent what he calls a twofer. I didn't just get one, but there are 2 items in here. I feel something very soft. I feel something very hard. Uh-oh. I got to put on different ratings now for this show. Sorry about that, everybody. Goodness.
Don't get everybody excited.
And please look at it.
It's not 5 o'clock here. Listen, it's not 5 o'clock here yet. Okay.
You got a shirt. I can't see it. What does it say? It says it's a dry heat. It's an Arizona shirt.
Celebrate our trip to Arizona, brother.
You bought that at the JW Marriott. And then something in here. It feels. Could this be like a DVD?
Yeah.
It's a DVD. The Ultimate Kettle One Cocktail Guide featuring Seth Martin. This is freaking awesome.
That's cool. That's so
if
cool.
I only knew who Seth Martin was, cared about Kettle One, or had a DVD player.
Oh, no.
Well, I figured you might still have a DVD player, but I figured you need to enhance your vodka repertoire.
I actually have like one of those portable ones from a laptop that's like 10 years, 15, 20 years old. I don't know.
How's that tequila?
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm really excited about that. And speaking of tequila,
look at the views from
drink a lot of it.
First time
You
David.
want to give each other some
What's
great
that, Dave?
gifts. If people want to send themselves gifts, if they want to send others gifts for the official store of Friday Night Audit, where can they go?
You go to Red Bubble Craig store.
That's
right.
it.
All right, we got one more.
We still got new merch coming. I've got a couple of our viewers that I promised them shirts, and they're coming. We just haven't worked out the logistics with the manufacturers yet, but I have not forgotten, and they are coming
All right,
soon.
we're just about out of time, but Žana, we got one more question for you.
Every day I walk past this, and I always think that when I come past it, because Madame Tussauds is very lifelike. Glenn Hausman, wax figurine, is here. So hello.
What's there?
To Mr. Your figurine, Glenn.
Hey! Thank God they finally put that out front. I've been asking
Nice.
forever. All right. So, Žana, Richard asks, there's a lot of attention to gender inequality currently. Are there any changes to etiquette that you should be aware of? Who gets to check the wine? Always the fella? What's your point on that? I can hear you, but I got to check my chili.
I feel like everything that is concerning the guest at the table should be absolutely waiter. None of it should be the busboy. None of it should be the food runner. None of it. Maybe the busboy should be the one pouring the water and refreshing the water and removing your plates, but that's it. Everything about the merchandise in the restaurant, about the food, about the allergies, about the substitutions, about the meal, about the wine, about the drinks should be all the waiter. And if you happen to have a sommelier in your restaurant, please send them to every table that even mentions the word wine.
Right.
Now, let me ask you something. Yeah, I like the idea of the restaurant at the Ritz, and it's one seating per night. That's probably not feasible in LA or New York or Chicago or somewhere in Baja, Oklahoma. But I like that, and I would like to see that happen more. If I have to pay more, I'm good with that. Because if Glenn and I are sitting around, we've had a great meal with some clients, friends, family, whatever, and we're not rushed because they've got to have another seating so that everybody makes money. I don't mind paying more. I mean, I think Glenn and I are, over tipping as it is right now because we're coming out of a horrific scenario.
Right.
And these people do need our tips because they don't get it in
Right.
salary.
But here's
what do you think of that one seating per night? What do you think of that?
I love the idea, to be honest with you, because here's what's going to happen naturally. Even if you don't have one seating per night, you can have 2 seatings per night. You can have a 6 and a 8:30, or a 6 and a 9. Done. You could possibly. But here's what's going to happen. When guests feel comfortable and they had their meal and they're chimmy-changing and this and that, and the plates are finally removed and all the crumbs are gone and the salt and the pepper and everything is beautiful, ready for dessert, guess what's going to happen? Oh, I feel like drinking this. That's right. And guess where your money is going to be made? Not with the food, right there.
Alcohol.
That's right. And so if you give people if you give people the feeling of you are welcome here and you can stay, I'm not saying every single guest, because there's going to be guests that are going to just sit there because, listen, they got this money together. They've never been to a fancy restaurant like this. They just want to experience, and that's okay. It's fine. It comes with the territory. You're not going to make, as a waiter, you will not make every time banging tips. It comes with the territory. Sometimes you have a good night. Sometimes you have a crappy night. That's all right. That's okay. But it's really not about that. It's about you putting yourself out there and building relationships, because people are going to be like, hey, I want to sit in her section. Is she here tonight? No, she's not. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll come back when she's here. And this is how your restaurant builds certain movements that only you will have as an owner. And that is more worth, and it will draw money on its own.
And it's funny that you bring that up, because there's a chain restaurant here in Newport Beach up in Fashion Island.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what the chain is.
Okay.
But they serve like 1,001 beers. And there's a certain waitress that has made it her mission that if I set foot in that door, that I go to her table. Now, and she's got me trained, because now when I go in there, I ask if she's there. Yeah. And then I want her section.
Right.
I don't care if I have to wait. And she knows exactly what I'm going to order for lunch. She knows exactly that I want an Arnold Palmer, as my drink for lunch. And if it's after 5 o'clock, she knows exactly what beer I want. And she gets a really good tip, whether it's lunch or after hours, business hours. And
but guess what you get? But guess what you're getting, Greg? You're getting a good feeling.
Great service recognition, and my clients going, wow, everybody knows Craig.
That's right.
I said, no, everybody knows Glenn. They don't know me. Only here in California.
Craig is
the rest of the world, they all know Glenn.
Craig is not going to say who the chain house is. But I will.
Yeah.
I know exactly who the chain house is. It's the Houseman Pool Club and Smokehouse chain family people.
Houseman Resort Pool Club and Smokehouse.
You can't get it right either. I don't feel bad.
All right. Listen, this has been great.
We're out of time.
This has been fun, but we got to get to the moment that we've all been waiting for, which is, of course...
What?
That's right. It's a plug and palooza, the time where we get to shamelessly plug anything we want. Žana, what do you got to plug? I'm sure it's going to be something divine. That's my guess.
That was good. That was good.
That's
your business,
I don't know.
Žana, your business.
Yeah.
Set you up. Come on. Your services.
My services. Yeah. I'm going to help you to make money. Let's just simple that. I will train your people to become money-making machines for you. And on top of that, I'll promise you, when I come in your store, every guest moving forward will know you and your waiters.
How do they get a hold of you?
Call me. Call me. Go on my LinkedIn, Žana Usher. My name, my company, it's JanaDivineHospitality.com, or on LinkedIn, Žana Usher. Beautiful. You can call me. You can email me. We can meet for virtual coffee, for in-person coffee, for email, anything.
Right. I could speak for Craig. He thinks virtual coffee is bullshit.
Well,
Yeah,
I prefer, since I'm old school.
Caffeinated coffee. That's
since I'm old school, I love the interaction and the shaking the hand and looking you in your face. I love that. But these days, you got to be flexible. So whatever makes people more comfortable, I can adapt. I'm good.
Give them your website, please, because people are asking.
Okay, my website is janadivinehospitality.com. So basically exactly my name as you see it, guys, on the screen, but just put a .com at the end.
Beautiful. All right, Dave, you've got to plug something new, something different, something exciting.
Is there a new position in his future?
All right, Dave. Great plug. That was really awesome.
Right.
Thanks for
talking to me because I can do it.
Thanks for stopping the show in its tracks. What?
That's how I felt.
I'm gonna do a great plug today because listen, I'm not gonna plug Times Square today. I'm not gonna plug Vacancy Live. I'm gonna plug New Jersey Transit. Let me tell you guys. You want to talk about consistency?
Mumble, can't hear you.
If you want to talk about consistency in a service, New Jersey Transit is the most consistently inconsistent performance you can ever have. If you want to know how to not do a service, ride NJ Transit. Žana, you think you can turn around anything impossible, try NJ Transit. Because I guarantee you, it's not possible.
Bye, Mike.
That's my plug today. We love you, NJ Transit.
All right, awesome, good one. Hey, you got to reach out to Carol. Carol, could you reach out to Žana? Connect on LinkedIn. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. All right, Craig.
All right, guys. Catching my bus. Love you guys. Bye.
See you later, sucker.
Love you too, Dave. Take care.
All right, so what's your plug, Craig?
Click 5.
And
March 10th, 2022. At the Crown Jewel of the JW Marriott in the Anaheim Resort. So you register at cliconference.com. You got Glenn there, you got Žana there, you got me there, you got producer David's there, my producer Danny's going to be there. We've got brands from Red Roof to Marriott and beyond all there. We've got lenders, we've got management companies, we've got everything you need in one location focused on the California hotel market.
That sounds like a great event.
Ta-da!
I got to go to that. I really got to go to that. That sounds like something that's really worth going to.
Amy's coming.
Yep, sure is. Make sure you go to cliconference.com. Hey, guys, let me plug something. Come hang out with us next week. Craig's going to be in Vegas. I'm going to be in Vegas. If you're going to be in Vegas on the 29th, on the 30th, we're going to get some cocktails. We're going to do some pregame. We're going to go see some concerts. We're going to be having some fun. Why don't you guys come down, hang out with us, have a little fun. Yep. And now all that kind of stuff. All right. I am stoked. I'm taking off next week, except for Monday. That's going to be really awesome. And for Friday, we're going to do a live show next week, which I'm sure will be an amazing cluster F of epic proportions. Us together, but on separate phones. Yeah. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. We're going to be at the MGM Grand. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be unpredictable. Well, you can predict it. It's going to be
best.
Yeah, right. It's going to be great.
Throw the dice.
I can't wait for that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys rock. How awesome was that?
Aloha.
I need to find the right video clip to end the show. There we go. We'll see you guys later. Happy Friday, everyone. See you next week.